The full name of this Bagua Formation is the Nine Palaces Bagua Formation. According to legend, it was created by the Prime Minister of Shu Han during the Three Kingdoms period. Taiji gave birth to Liangi. Liangi gave birth to the Four Images. The Four Images gave birth to Bagua. The Bagua again transformed into 64 lines, from which it changed continuously. Therefore, in the Bagua Formation, there are at least 64 types of transformations. Each type of transformation on the battlefield is extremely dangerous. In the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, a Bagua Formation can stop 100,000 elite soldiers. You can see the magic and power of the Bagua Formation at the end of the Eastern Han Dynasty. The young crown prince ascended the throne and could not grasp the general situation. In the afternoon, Cao Cao relied on the emperor's power to order the vassals to destroy Liu Bei and Sun Quan and other rebels in Jiangnan to unify the world. The great official Kong Rong died and did not listen. As a result, he was sacrificed as a sacrifice for the flag of the 300 early soldiers. Cao Cao's 000 cavalry were approaching the border while Liu Bei only had tens of thousands of people. The forces of the two sides were too different. Liu Bei could not bear to leave the people behind, so he escorted them away. Liu Bei's subordinates reported that the second lady and the young master were still in the city. Liu Bei heard this and did not say a word. Zhao Yun rode back alone on horseback to save his lord. Cao Cao's army was still pursuing him. Military advisor Zhuge Liang was trying his best to think of a way to buy time for the people to retreat. Zhang Fei told the military advisor that there were still thousands of troops to deploy a second line of defense. Hearing this, the military advisor went to Liu Bei to raise troops to defend and let the people go on their own. Liu Bei felt that if they could not even protect the people, then what was the point of this resistance? The military advisor could only think of another way and said that Cao Cao's army had already attacked the city. When they saw someone, they killed them. When the second lady was about to be beheaded, Zhao Yun attacked from the side, thrusting his spear out like a fierce tiger, and took them down with one blow. The two enemies Zhao Yun were invincible and brave, no one could defeat him. The second wife handed over a dough to Zhao Yun, not wanting to implicate him, so she jumped into a well and committed suicide. Zhao Yun saw the scene and promised to definitely bring a dough back to face Cao Cao's army. Zhao Yun was furious and took back his spear and stabbed forward to intercept him neatly, immediately killing another one. Another one attacked from behind. Zhao Yun turned around and killed him on the spot. He rode a white horse and ran over alone on a horse. He tried to return to the side. Cao Cao's army had caught up with Zhang Fei. Facing the army of tens of thousands of people, he was not afraid at all. He shouted, "Planetary soldiers." The enemy's shields were flipped over, and they immediately fell to the ground. This was Zhuge Liang's reflective tactic, using a reflective mirror to shine into the horses' eyes, causing them to become dizzy and unable to find their way, and fall down, causing casualties to the enemy's cavalry. The morale of Lu's army was raised. Zhang Fei led his soldiers to charge. Zhang Fei's bravery was unmatched by Cao Cao's army. Cao Cao was very afraid of him, but Cao Cao's army was defeated. The more the first line of defense was broken, the more the military advisor asked, where was the soldier? Only to see a man rushing out from behind the shield. This person was Guan Yu. Guan Yu alone could stop thousands of soldiers, his sword in hand. Waving up and down like cutting grass, no one in Cao Cao's army could get close. At this time, Tru Van also returned in time. Swinging the long spear in his hand, he had already defeated several soldiers. Tru Van, holding the spear in his hand, was like an invincible god of war, making Cao Cao stunned. Cao Cao asked, "Who is this kind of person? Thuong Sun Tru Tu Long." Cao Cao sighed, "Why is there no such fierce general under my command?" At this time, when Cao Cao's army chased to the place, the people were already far away. The military advisor ordered everyone to retreat. Whoever disobeyed the order, killed without mercy. Guan Yu told everyone to retreat first. The accident behind the third line of defense formed a wall of people determined to fight, along with the Cao army to prolong the time for the people. In the end, only Guan Yu was left. Guan Yu could not die and fought back, throwing his sword in front of Cao Cao. Cao Cao was terrified, but he was a man who valued talent, so he did not kill Guan Yu, but persuaded him to surrender. Guan Yu broke his sword and spear in front of him, defeated several soldiers, picked up the flag, turned around and left. Cao Cao ordered everyone not to touch Guan Yu. He was determined that one day all the fierce generals around Liu Bei would submit. Liu Bei saw Zhao Yun being seriously injured while saving Adu, so he went to hug him tightly. Liu Bei knew that with his strength, he could not fight Cao Cao. The troops had to go to Dongno to join forces with Sun Quan, but Tai Mao and Truong Don surrendered to Cao Cao. The two were proficient in naval warfare and also brought Cao Cao 300,000 naval troops, more than 2,000 warships, and even a topographic map of Dongno, which was very helpful for Cao Cao's attack on Sun Quan. Cao Cao thought that Liu Bei and Sun Quan were not scary. Liu Bei had only failed all his life. Sun Quan had a reputation but no power, no hands to bite. What could a loser and a lunatic do together? What could they do? Talking about Zhuge Liang on the side. Lu Su said to Zhuge Liang Sun Quan was easy to talk to, but the difficulty was with those ministers. Sure enough, Zhuge Liang had just entered the door when he heard the ministers arguing about this battle. He could not judge the forces. Used provocation to make Sun Quan fall into the trap. He agreed to think more. Now he just needed to convince Zhou Yu. Sun Su had also talked inside. He asked Zhang Zhao about the outside. He asked Zhou Yu. At this time Zhou Yu was training soldiers at Chibai. Zhuge Liang stood observing from afar and discovered that the training formations in Dongwu were all Yanxing formations. This was a battle formation deployed horizontally with the left and right wings arranged forward or backward. The front was a V shape. This was a formation used to overcome the loopholes, but the defense was at the rear of the formation. This method is relatively weak. Zhuge Liang just said that this formation is outdated. This sentence was heard by Zhou Yu. The two people had a bit of a conflict. At this time, a subordinate came to report that Zhou Yu had a difficult birth. I thought Xiao Qiao had a difficult birth. As a result, Xiao Qiao's horse had a difficult birth. Zhuge Liang happened to have helped deliver a cow. Through Zhuge Liang's skillful hands, the foal was born. Zhou Yu named it Meng Meng Xiao Qiao. To encourage it, he started calling Meng Meng to stand up. At the dinner party, Zhou Yu and Kong Ming played the song, Zhong Ming, together. Kong Ming knew that Zhou Yu would definitely fight in this battle. Zhou Yu could also hear from Kong Ming's zither that he needed a friend. Cao Cao always treasured a painting, and the person in the painting was Xiao Qiao. Cao Cao met her once and fell in love with her. This time, after pacifying Dong Wu, Xiao Jia would belong to him. 500 Cao Cao's 000 troops have gathered. He must win this battle to pacify the country. Sun Quan is still very afraid of Cao Cao and has not yet made up his mind. Zhou Du takes him to the hunting ground to let him face his fear. Zhou Du sees the tiger in front of him as Cao Cao. The arrow shot out of his heart. Sun Quan cuts off a corner of the table and declares that he will fight a life and death battle with Cao Cao. Whoever still advises surrender will be like this table. Sun Quan hands Zhou Du his sword and appoints him as the left admiral to command the 3 armies. Zhou Du meets Zhao Yun, Guan Yu, Zhang Fei and the others and is even more confident that he will win. Sun Quan and Liu Bei join forces to successfully fight. Cao Cao also begins to arrange troops. Zhou Du likes water battles. Cao Cao orders the Grand Master and Zhang Yun, who are proficient in water battles, to command the navy. Follow the river down. Tonight, the cavalry will cross the river to attack Ji-bai. Cao Cao still does not trust the navy. His purpose in using the navy is to lure the enemy and let the cavalry attack. Liu Bei also predicted this. Cao Cao's way of using troops was only one. That is to be fast. Zhou Yu also predicted that tonight Cao Cao would attack Ji-bai, so he sent troops here to train troops. This time Zhuge Liang did not let Zhou Yu use the Yanxing formation. He had a more powerful formation, which was the Bagua formation. Cao Cao's cavalry arrived at the mountain behind Ji-bai, saw a turtle scout soldier in front. Reported within 8 miles, did not see Wu army to the shadow of the people. Also no. Cao Cao general laughed loudly. Wu army must have run away because of fear. Now only a turtle with its neck retracted. At this time Tan Thuangheng led a team of archers appeared on the hillside, shot dead the scout soldier. Tao army saw this and pursued. Tan Thuangheng's purpose was to lure Cao Cao army into the Bagua formation. Just arrived before the formation was attacked by a dense rain of arrows. Cao Cao army was forced inside the formation. Zhuge Liang and Zhou Yu sat in the middle commanding. Wait after all the enemy army entered, then closed the wax door. The army of the buyer forced the army into the death gate with a long spear stabbed from behind the shield, causing the Cao army to die instantly. Then they attacked from below, making them unable to move. The general of the Cao army ordered the soldiers to kill when they saw someone and wanted to get the soldiers out. How could Zhuge Liang let him escape so easily? The death gate opened. Cam Nin led the first army to charge. Cam Nin was brave and strong, once praised by the government as strong and virtuous. There was Truong Liu, the person who had Cam Nin as the hegemon. Only when he saw Cam Nin, he stabbed the Cao army with a spear. He fell off his horse. No one could stop Cam Nin's bravery. On the other side, Guan Yu held a saber and rushed out. With one saber, several people fell. Guan Yu felt that it was not enough time yet. He dug up and flew straight into the enemy's stomach. On the west side, Tru Van rode his horse and led the way, easily avoiding the enemy's attack. He rushed into battle. It could be said that he looked at the enemy with half an eye, killing a person with one blow, the most terrifying enemy. Zhang Fei still shouted a world-shaking scream that scared the Cao army to the point of losing the will to fight. Zhang Fei's fighting style was direct and brutal, like a hurricane. No matter where it went, grass could not grow. Zhao Yun rushed out from the west gate. One enemy, 10. Zhang Fei threw one person out. Zhao Yun relieved the siege. Zhao Yun pulled out his sword and swung it. The enemies in front of him all fell down. Zhao Yun pulled out another sword, and the 2 swords combined to attack the enemy generals from 4 directions, causing the Cao army to be unable to react. Zhuge Liang raised the yellow flag, and the rope behind it flew out, causing the enemy to fall off their horses and be stabbed to death behind the shield. This move was impeccable. In a moment, only one person remained. The Cao army's general ordered the soldiers to use formations to fight formations to break the siege. The Chinese army used the sky to create a circle so tight that even the wind could not get in. The Wu army rushed forward and was stabbed to death by the spear behind the shield. This circular formation could also move the Wu army to death in the blink of an eye. The movement was that many people were killed. Zhuge Liang had a way to break the formation. Zhao Yun and Zhang Fei held 2 strings with hammers attached to them. They broke the enemy's circular formation. There was no more formation. Cao Cao's army had only one way left, which was to fight desperately. Zhou Du also put on armor and rushed into the battle. Seeing the enemy preparing to shoot arrows, he blocked the arrow for Zhao Yun. Zhou Du pulled out the arrow and jumped up to stab the enemy's neck. Cao Cao's general fell down. Now the enemy only had the general in command. Cam Nin held his saber and slashed the horse's leg. Cao Cao's general fell off his horse. He was about to counterattack when the saber was already on the neck. Wu's army had won the 8 trigrams formation. It was truly wonderful, defeating Cao Cao with only 1,000 soldiers, but Cao Cao's naval army was advancing towards Ji-bai. Seeing these tens of thousands of warships, the joy of victory immediately disappeared. They had just won, but it was only a small part of Cao Cao's army. Cao Cao's 800,000 soldiers were waiting for them. Now thinking too much was useless. Why do we need to cheer up the soldiers first? After all, they have defeated Cao Cao. At the dinner party, Liu Bei and Sun Quan were extremely happy. Liu Bei had a somewhat unreasonable request. He hoped that Sun Quan would agree. Liu Bei wanted to borrow 100 Jingzhou.000 of his people from the new house to still have no place to live. Sun Quan thinks that the most important thing now is to join forces to fight against Cao Cao. He does not refuse immediately, but finds another topic. Today we can win. Sun Shangxiang has made great achievements. Liu Bei praises her as a true female hero. Sun Quan takes the opportunity to promise to marry Sun Shangxiang to Liu Bei. The 2 families marry like this, there is no need to distinguish whose land is whose army. Liu Bei never thought of this news. Sun Quan refuses. This makes Sun Shangxiang unhappy. She goes in front of Liu Bei and knocks him out. He turns around and leaves. Everyone present is stunned. Guan Yu hurriedly goes to press Liu Bei's acupoints to wake him up. The next day Zhou Yu and Zhuge Liang stand on the wall and watch Cao Cao's tens of thousands of warships think of a plan to deal with them. Zhuge Liang releases the messenger pigeon to fly to Cao. Cao Cao is currently watching the football match. Cao Cao originally did not care about Liu Bei and Sun Quan. He thinks that the battle after this will be just like the battle this is it. The movie Red Bitch has a total of 2 parts. Part 1 of the movie ends here. Do you want us to make part 2? If so, please click like. If not, leave a comment. If many of you want to see, we will continue. Thank you for your interest and follow. Goodbye and see you again.